Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to create this fall-inspired cut crease look. So let's get started. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is prime the eyelids. I'm taking my favorite primer, which is the MAC Cosmetics Paint Pot in the color Soft Ochre. I'm gonna apply this all over the eyelid. I'm gonna remove the redness, and this will leave me with a nice clean canvas for my eyeshadow. Also, this is gonna make my eyeshadow more long-lasting, and it will just leave me with a nice clean eyelid, so we're ready to paint it with eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's all covered and no redness anymore, and once I'm done with that, I will set it with a little bit of powder just to lock everything in place. After applying this, I will go in with my palette that I created together with Sigma Beauty. I have a playlist where I have all my videos where I use my palette, so if you haven't seen that yet, I will link that down in the description. So I'm going to start with the color Cottage, which is a matte white shade, and I'm going to use this to highlight the highest point of my brow. So this will leave me with like a nice white kind of fade into underneath my brow. And this will create like a really beautiful transition that goes from the crease towards the brow. You don't have to do this, but I do feel like it makes a difference, which you will see later on. So now I'm going to go in with the color Virgo, which is a kind of like nice, light, neutral, like warm shade. I'm going to start blending this all the way in my crease. I'm going from the inner corner to the outer corner. This is the perfect color to start with whenever you are like creating a warm eye look. To blend this in your crease first as your transition shade, which will make the blending of the other shades that you will apply afterwards so much easier. So I'm just gonna blend this all the way in the crease, going from the inner corner to the outer corner and just blending this all over. And you can go in with a few layers, optional on how like pigmented you want this color to be. But I'm kind of go in with I think 3 layers, dipping my brush just back and forth into the eyeshadow. Then I went in with the color Cinnamon Roll, which is also a warm shade but darker. It's more like an orangey kind of shade, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna blend this in my crease, going from the inner corner to the outer corner, just blending this all the way. I am using brushes from Sigma Beauty. I have a special discount code which you can use if you are interested. I will link that in the description bar as well. And I'm just blending back and forth, just sweeping my brush, also making circular motions. I'm also making sure to drag it a little bit further along the outer portion of the eyelid, because I will create a cut crease with kind of like a swing at the end. So in order to create that, I do need some eyeshadow at that outer portion of the eyelid as well. So normally I would just go from the inner corner to the outer corner and not like drag it further. But with this, I want to blend it a little bit further, as you can see. So I'm just gradually building it up. I'm going in a few times with more of this eyeshadow until I'm happy with how it looks. All these eyeshadows are super easy to blend. The pigmentation is very nice. So yeah, I'm super proud of creating my palette because it's just so easy to use. So you can go back in with the color Virgo, for example, and blend more of that along the lash line, just to make sure that everything looks as blended out as possible. And then I went in with some concealer, and I'm going to use this to carve out the crease, because I'm going for that cut crease effect today. So I'm using a tiny flat concealer brush, and I'm just following the natural crease line. You can create this line a little bit higher, you can do it lower. Just do what works best for your eyelid. And then at the end, I want to go for kind of like that swing which I was talking about. So I was kind of like first not going too high, because you can always go higher. You kind of want to do this and then open your eyes in between, like creating this line, to see how it will look when you open your eyes. And from there you can kind of decide if you like it or if you want the like swing to be a little bit higher. My advice is just to go a little bit lower at the beginning, and then you can always go higher. But if you go too high right away, you can't really fix it anymore. So that's the best tip I can give you guys. So then I just try to perfect the line to make it as sharp as possible as I can, and then I will also cover up the whole eyelid with some concealer, so we have a nice clean canvas again for the eyeshadows that I'm gonna apply all over the eyelid. Then now blending it out. Of course, everything I'm doing at one side, I'm also doing at the other side. And then I went in with the color Cottage again, which I used at the beginning as well underneath the brow. And I'm going to use that at the beginning part of the eyelid. So like I said earlier, I also used it underneath the brow, and now you can see like that orange shade in my crease. It fades really nice into that white color underneath the brow, and this will just help with creating that nice kind of like ombre effect. So that's why I always like to use a light color underneath the brow. It just makes that whole gradient effect in the crease look more beautiful. So now I'm going to go in with the color Cottage, and well, you said no, not the color Cottage. I'm going in with the color Nacho Cheese, and I'm going to use this all over the eyelid. So this is more like the name speaks for itself, nacho cheese, you know, Doritos. It has the same color as the chip, so that's why I called it nacho cheese. And I'm just gonna use it all over the eyelid, using kind of like a flat shader brush. The brush that I use is the Sigma Beauty E55 eye shading brush, which is really nice for this step. Then I went in with the Sigma Wicked Jaw eyeliner, and I'm going to use this for my eyeliner. So I just started with creating a simple line above the lash line using a Sigma E75 brush. And after this, I'm going to go in with a winged liner. I felt like winged eyeliner would look really good with this eye look, because I did go for like that winged cut crease effect. So now I'm kind of following that line of my swing in my crease, and then I'm just going a little bit lower with my wings so you can still see that swing separately from the eyeliner, if that makes sense. So now I'm filling it in. I really took my time with this. I wanted my eyeliner to be as black as possible, so I applied the eyeliner quite thick because I really wanted it to be as bold as possible. Then I went in with the Inglot pencil. This is just a regular black pencil. So I'm using this in my waterline. You can also like do a lower lash line, for example, with a brown pencil to waterline, or a neutral like nude. But I wanted to go for like something smoky today, since we're doing quite a dramatic look. So I used the color Lavine, which is a matte black shade, and I'm going to use this to blend out the lower lash line. So at first I just use a E15 flat definer brush from Sigma Beauty. I'm just kind of like pressing it and kind of softly blending my brush back and forth, like right underneath the lower lash line. And also pressing it a little bit on top of the waterline, so the eyeshadow is as close as possible along the lash line, so you can't really see like any skin like peeking in between the pencil and the waterline, and a black eyeshadow underneath the lower lash line. Also using black eyeshadow on top of your waterline, which will make the pencil in your waterline more long lasting, kind of as if you're locking it in place. Then I used that same orangey color Tikka Masala for underneath the lower lash line. Love this color so much, so just blending that back and forth into my lower lash line using a tiny pencil brush, and just blending it until I'm happy with how everything is looking. You can always go in with more. I just wanted it to be as soft as possible. So after doing this, I also used a little bit of the color Cottage Cheese, which is the matte white shade in the inner corner of the eye, just to kind of connect the inner corner with the lower lash line. I felt like something was missing. Then I curled my lashes because it's already time for mascara. We're almost finished with the look. Let me know if you're gonna recreate this. I'm really curious to know. And of course, if you do recreate, don't forget to tag me on other social medias, like for example Instagram, so I can see your recreations. I went in with the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara, which I really like. I'm not applying too much on the upper lashes because I will go in with false lashes anyways. So I'm going in with the Bperfect Dream Big lashes, and these are actually quite dramatic, but I think they're so beautiful. I haven't worn like dramatic lashes in a while. It kind of reminds me of these like old Instagram days where we all used to do these dramatic cut creases with like these big lashes. It kind of gave me like throwback vibes. But I think they go so well with today's eye look. And this is also the end of the video. I really hope you all like how it turned out. Let me know in the comments if you're gonna wear it as well. And I just hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. This is really helpful for my channel. And hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe some can sit beside you while you're going on about your sympathy.